Well, it's the Diwali season, and I'm sure all of you must already be shopping for all the gifts that you have to present to your family members or to your friends. Now, a lot of us also go for gifts like dining sets, crockery sets, and even glassware to give our loved ones this Diwali season. And one of the brands which I'm sure you come across while you're shopping is Cello World. Why I'm talking about this company is because this company has opened its IPO and is now getting ready to get listed on the stock exchanges as well. In fact, Cello World is the third company to launch its IPO in October, and that's after IRM Energy and Blue Jet Healthcare that's already opened their IPOs. Remember, October 30th, that's today, is when Cello World has opened its IPO for subscription, and the bidding will close on November 1st. Remember, the price band for this issue has been fixed at 617 to 648 rupees per equity share. And this Mumbai-based company intends to raise 1900 crore rupees from its public issue that only comprises of an offer for sale, by the way, by the Rathod family. Now, this offer also does not have any fresh issue component, which means that the company, whichever money that they will be raising through this IPO, will actually not go to the company but only to the selling shareholders, that is promoters in this case. Now, this offer includes also a reservation up to 10 crore rupees worth of shares for the company's employees. So, they have an added on advantage here. If you're working for Cello World, this is an IPO that you should definitely keep an eye out on, because you will be getting shares at a discount of 61 rupees per share to the final issue price as well. Remember that Cello World has already mopped up 567 odd crore rupees from the anchor investors on October 27, including marquee names like Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Florida Retirement System, Nomura, and many other such names. The main objective of this issue or the launching of this IPO is to get the benefits of the listing of the equity shares on the stock exchanges and carry out this entire 1900 crore rupees offer for sale and give an opportunity for some of the existing shareholders to partly offload their stake to raise some funds for themselves as well. But what is in it for you as a retail investor in this IPO, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Investors like you and I, we can bid for a minimum of 23 equity shares and then in multiples of thereof. Also, with this, the minimum investment that you will need to shell out to bid for one lot of share of Cello World would be 14,904 rupees, and this will be for 23 shares that you will get. The maximum money that you will need to shell out as a retail investor is 1,93,752 rupees, and you will get 299 shares as in total, because the money that you can invest in any IPO cannot go beyond 2 lakh rupees in the retail investment category. So remember that. Now, the firm has also reserved half of the issue size for the qualified institutional buyers and 15% for the high net individuals. The remaining 35% is reserved for the retail investors like you and I. So, we will be getting a pie of this 35% that has been reserved for us if you apply for the retail investors category. Now, a little bit about the company. Like I pointed out, the company produces a lot of products that you use in your daily lives. Glass vacuum flasks that you can see on your screens, tiffin boxes, maybe pet jars as well. It also, sells some kitchen appliances, dining sets, some crockery, glassware. Apart from this, some furniture, air cooler also. That is something that the company does. And it also has several sub-brands as well that also do some writing products and all of that. Now, where you actually tend to get confused is that is this company the same Cello company that makes writing instruments and is into stationery? That is a completely separate company. So remember that this is not that company. Cello World primary objectives is to create these products which are consumer oriented. It also has some writing instruments and some pens and all that it creates, but under the other brand that it has under its kitty as well. But it's not the same Cello. It does not sell under the Cello brand, because Cello brand for a stationery is a completely different brand as well. So, these are the categories in which the company really produces a lot of products. Around 80% of the revenue for the company comes from the in-house manufacturing operations, and the remaining, mainly the steel and glassware products, they are made by the third-party contract manufacturers. Now, let's come to the financial performance. How has the company really performed? It has been healthy, barring the deterioration that you have seen in the EBITDA margin. The net profit for FY23 was up about 30.5% year on year to 266 crore rupees. So definitely the company is a profitable company. That is a big positive. Revenues have risen about 32% to 1796 crore rupees, while both have grown at a CAGR of 30% in the last 2 to 3 years. Say FY21 to FY23, if you look at the performance, a compounded annual growth rate of 30% is what the company has registered in both the top line and the bottom line. During the same period, if you talk about the EBITDA levels, that has jumped 26% from the previous year to 420 crore rupees. This is the operating profit that the company has seen. The margin, however, they have seen a dip of 110 basis points at 23.4%. In the first quarter of FY24, the company's net profit grew by 25% year on year to 77.4 crore rupees. Revenues grew by 9% to 471 crore rupees. The EBITDA increased by 23%. Margin expansion was also there in Q1. So the Q1 profitability and the earnings have also been pretty well if you look at most of the parameters. Now, what are the risks that as a retail investor you must know of? Well, the risks include fluctuations in the raw material prices. Of course, a company which produces all of these consumer products must be importing or must be collecting some of its raw material. Now, whenever there is a fluctuation in this, then definitely the company will have to look at the margins. How will they play out going forward from here? So, plastic granules, plastic polymer prices, disruptions in the availability, supply chains, that is something that you have to keep in mind of. Apart from this, results of operations, financial conditions, cash flows, these are the things that are monitorable by you as a retail investor. Now, the company does not own a trademark by its key brands. Cello, Unimax, that actually creates the writing products like stationery, pens and all that under Unimax, Clino and Puro. These are the brands which the company operates. The problem happens, that is why I'm saying that you may tend to get confused between Cello World and Cello, the company that creates stationery products, is because it does not have a trademark for its brands, and that may create some kind of a problem because of their logos as well. They can be misused by some other companies and they do not have any granted license to protect these trademarks or logos as well. So that's something that you need to continue to keep in mind as well. Further, one of the competitors, like I said, Cello brand also uses for writing instrument business. So the adverse impact on Cello brand name due to the actions of competitors who utilize it may adversely affect the company's business at any point of time. This is a risk factor that I need you to keep in mind. Now, the business is subject to seasonality, which may contribute fluctuations in the results of operations and financial condition. Also, Cello World will now finalize the basis of the allotment of its shares. Remember, on November 6th, and the crediting of the shares will happen to the demat accounts of eligible investors by November 8th. When will the company get listed on the stock exchanges on both BSE and NSE? The company will get listed on November 9 as per the IPO schedule. So this is all the details that you needed to know. Now, whether should you subscribe to this issue or not is something that you need to continue to watch Business Today TV for. We will get you all the brokerage houses reports on Cello World to help you understand whether they are actually recommending you to buy this IPO or invest in it or even bid for it or not. So continue to watch us and we will continue to get you such informative videos. Many thanks for tuning in for this one.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.